Hey, thanks everybody for joining us today. Live Music Nation podcast festival edition. Today we're with Liz Ballard. She's with the Texas Rose Festival. Looking forward to this one. Liz, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Liz, give us a little background on you. Where'd you grow up, and talk a little bit about your family and your career.
Sure. Actually, I'm a East Tennessee native. I was born just outside of Knoxville. And my father was with the aluminum company, Alcoa, and we transferred around quite a bit, about like a military child. And I wound up in Texas at the age of 12, Central Texas, Rockdale. Then I went to college at Texas A&M University and started out in retail, furniture industry, merchandising, furniture buyer. Did that for over 20 years. And then now I resigned from the retail world and got into the nonprofit, and I'm the director of the Texas Rose Festival Association and the Tyler Rose Museum.
Man, I looked it up online. It's quite the organization that you guys have going on there. Let's talk a little bit just about the festival. And for the listener that's never been there, really 3 questions will really help. What does it look like? What does it smell like? Meaning foods that are around. And 3, what does it sound like? Activities, entertainment, different things for different ages. Can you describe those for me?
Sure. I can tell you we have the festival. It's always been the 3rd weekend in October. This is began back in 1933. So we're proud to celebrate 90 years. Our mission statement is all about attracting tourism, commerce, celebrating Tyler, celebrating the rose, our city's mascot that's put us on the map. We have a multitude of events that begin that week, not only with the festival, but throughout the whole city. We kick off with a ribbon cutting, and on Thursday we have coronation, where the court members in our festival are in their elaborate costumes. We have a parade on Saturday, Queen's Tea in the garden. It's like a wedding reception for the whole city. And oh gosh, we have foods, Tyler, Texas. We love barbecue. We've got some great venues that come along with it. And then also the weekend prior to the festival itself, we do a kickoff concert that's downtown on the square. Music, celebration, just to get everybody in the spirit for the festival the following week.
You talked about the pageant, and we've noticed a trend. There's been a lot of festivals that just over time have dropped that from their reunions, from their festivals. Has that been a challenge for you guys, or is it such a just an integral part of what you do that it's been easy to keep that?
Yeah, I can tell you our participation has been steady, and we have maintained that opportunity. People love it. I think one thing that we have and in our core piece of it with the coronation is it's more of a theatrical presentation. It's not just a presentation of a girl in a ball gown with her escort. It's more of every year has a unique theme. So every participant that's in it, they play a different character. It's all volunteer based. The volunteers create the script, they write the story, and it all comes together. So it's a little more artistic versus just a traditional debutante type thing.
Sure. Absolutely. Talk about your role, not just in the festival, but also with the museum. You were in furniture business for a long time. What do you enjoy the most about your job as of now?
Now, I think for me, being in, I've always been in the people business, be it retail, merchandising. I've got the opportunity with the museum to still be involved in a kind of a design sense and putting things together that complement, that match, that entices tourists to come in and want to see. We also have a great little gift shop here, so we merchandise that, and there's fun Tyler items and just great little gifts. But it is a pleasure to be in a community, to get to see so many people. I sit here, my office is in the visitor center at the municipal rose garden, the largest municipal rose garden in the country. It's 14 acres. So we have over 600 variety of roses, and I see people from all over the world literally come through this building.
Wow, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. It's not necessarily what you expect from that. That's incredible. Talk about the impact that this particular festival has on your community. Let's go from there.
I would say that impact that it does have, it's a huge economic piece for our city, for our county. Basically with the tourism, commerce, all of those elements, thousands of people come through this town. So it's a great thing for tax base. You know, people are shopping, they're eating out, they're dining in our restaurants, they're, you know, buying gas, they're, you know, utilizing all of the resources that our community has. And I think our core element entices people to go, okay, we're going to come to the festival, but what else does Tyler have to offer? And when can we come back? And we're seated right between Dallas and Shreveport. We're a growing community, and it's a great place to come raise a family, and we just love it.
If there was one thing about your festival that you could absolutely not give up, that you would fight tooth and nail to keep, that everybody else needs to know about, like if there's one thing you were going to tell people about your festival, what would it be?
I think one thing about our festival and our parade to me is the openness, our parade. It's just, to me, it's something that embraces every element of our city. And so we've got groups, you know, we've got schools, we've got civic groups, we've got the Shriners, we've got dance teams, bands, and it's such one of the most favorite elements to where everybody can come together, celebrate the history of the rose, but also be able to participate from a community standpoint.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I definitely have to watch this. I watched some videos online, but to see it in person would be fantastic. All right, we're going to make the comparison between the Rose Bowl parade and your parade. What are some of the similarities?
Well, I can tell you some of the similarities is we do have floats.
Okay.
However, our floats years ago, we had more of the field grown roses. So people, the civic groups, the clubs, the garden clubs, everybody would have their volunteer committee build a float with live roses, which that's what they are gifted and can still do.
Right.
We just don't have that capacity or inventory to actually do that. So we have floats, but ours are not as lavish and as judged as theirs are, but we still have a very fun, fabulous time.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Okay, couple of fun questions here, because I am in live music and live entertainment, even though your festival encompasses that and so much more. I got to ask this one question for you. Liz, what's the best concert you've ever seen in your entire life?
I would say my most favorite, best concert would be the Purple Rain Tour by Prince.
Really? That surprises me. And maybe it shouldn't, because you're in the heart of Texas. You've got all of the Texas country music there, and you were born in East Tennessee. You've got all of that. So you probably have been saturated so much in your life with country and folk.
Oh, well, I love country music. I'm not, I can tell you.
But I can see where Prince would have stood out in all of that. I can just see, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. I was just thinking about this the other day. I was just thinking about how really irrelevant our lives are. When you think about it, like you just mentioned Prince, but he's been gone for what, 10 years now? And you probably talk about him 2 or 3 times a year. You know, it's just crazy to think of someone of that level of at his prime, in his, you know, just, it's really goes to show you, no matter how famous and rich you are, once your life is over, it's over, you know? It's
over.
It's insane. And when you bring up a name like that, you're like, oh yeah, life is just goes on as it goes on.
Sad.
Dead or alive, Liz, you could bring one musical act back. Who would you bring to see?
Well, I'm going to throw you off on this one as well, or I may not. Elvis.
Okay. Oh, that would be, yeah. There's so much. Fortunately, I was not around. I was not born yet when Elvis was in his prime, but I did, if the movie has any historical relevance and accuracy, to watch him grow his career, I would have loved to have seen him at the county fair level or at the Tyler, Texas City Civic Center level. I think that's just, I remember seeing Eric Church in a venue of 1,500, and that was the best concert in the world at the time, So to see Elvis back again in its prime as he's getting discovered or growing, fantastic. That would just be amazing to see.
I agree. I think it's just, and I think he embraced so many different genres of music.
Yeah.
It's just, I was a very young girl when he passed, but love going to Graceland, and it's just, he's just awesome.
Yeah, no, for sure. How do people find out more about the museum, the festival, and all of the other events that you have going on throughout the year, Liz?
Sure. We have our website is Texas Rose Festival, all spelled out, .com. And we also have a wonderful Facebook, Instagram, Texas Rose Festival Association. We're always posting, got fun tips, schedules, things that are coming up. And like I said, we'll have that kickoff concert on October 14th downtown on the square in Tyler, Texas. And I'm not sure if it's formally announced, but I do know that one of our prime entertainers will be Ludacris, and I think we're holding our lips closed on the country music artist that will be the headliner.
Man, that's fantastic. People will be looking forward to that for sure. Thanks for joining us today, Liz. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine.